to wonder, why would that be the very last demand, expectation of God for mankind? Without going too far, the very scripture answers it. It says, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Put another way, whenever or wherever the relationship between a father and the children are not in place, it tantamounts to things going out of order. It tantamounts to being under a curse. It tantamounts to things going completely topsy-turvy, things going out of sync, nothing adding up, what the Bible calls a curse. So it's a situation, you want to say, that indicates that everything has gone totally abnormal. So God says, in order to forestall, prevent that kind of unhealthy, unexpected, unpleasant situation, I need to be deliberate in turning the heart of the father to the children and the heart of the children to the fathers. You know, another scripture by way of foundation is Genesis chapter number 18 from verses 17 to 19. That was where God introduced Abraham to us in terms that made him become, the patriarch of faith, the father of faith. In those scriptures, you know what God said? God said, shall I hide from Abraham that which I do? Saying that Abraham shall surely become the father of nations. Now, but God goes on in the 19th verse of Genesis chapter 18 to explain why he cannot but deal with Abraham. And what was that? He said, because he knew Abraham to be somebody that will command his household. He will command his children after him as a father. That is to say, Abraham will live such an exemplary life as a father that he will have the authority to be able to demand that his entire household look to him and become like him. God says, because of that, I cannot but deal with Abraham at a level I don't regularly or normally deal with people. And what did God say Abraham was going to do specifically? He said he would command his children and his household after him, that he shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment. Those scriptures, in a sense, tells of what God expects from a father. Number one, fathers from that Genesis chapter 18, 17 to 19 are supposed to be exemplary. You see, because the model of God in raising people is a mentoring model. A mentoring model where God raises a man and uses that man as a standard and expect others to follow suit in the pattern he has cultivated in that man. So God says, Abraham understands me. When Abraham encountered God and all the processing that he went through from his encounter, to be precise, in Genesis chapter 11, even though it became obvious in chapter 12, all the way by chapter 18 of Genesis, Abraham had come to a level where his conduct and character was exemplary enough for his entire household to follow suit. And God said, because of this capacity of fathering, I entrust to Abraham that which is beyond my normal way of dealing with people. So it wasn't a surprise along the line if you proceed to a few other scriptures in Genesis chapter 26 and verse 24. We see that God has so endorsed Abraham that he said to Isaac in that chapter 26 and verse 24 of Genesis that I am going to bless you because of your father Abraham. Your father is the reason you will carry a blessing. That in itself is very telling. It speaks about the fact that the blessings, the experiences, the lifestyle, the things that children are exposed to are determined by the quality of life that their fathers have led. The father's lifestyle has a way of impacting everything about the children. And so God said to Isaac, you will be blessed because of your father. Your father has so impacted me, has so affected me by the quality of how he has lived with me that I'm ready to keep blessing his children.